Most campers think their gear is good enough until they realize they've been putting up with the same hassles trip after trip. Heavy packs, cluttered camps, restless nights. What they don't realize is that a new generation of camping gear exists specifically to erase those problems, but most people never discover it until they see how different camp life can actually be. So today, we're going to show you 25 next-level camping gear and gadgets that you never knew even existed. Updated prices and links are provided in the video description for your convenience. Subscribe if you haven't already, and let's begin. Finding reliable shade and shelter is often the first challenge in vehicle camping, and that's where the NomadeShade AT200 changes the experience from the moment you arrive. Designed to attach directly to your vehicle, this setup creates a comfortable outdoor living area without the usual hassle of poles and complicated pitching. Inside, you get nearly 5 square meters of usable space, which feels generous whether you're relaxing, setting up a small dining area, or spending time with family and friends. The dome-style structure allows a peak interior height of 2.2 meters, even if your vehicle stands only 1.6 meters tall, so the space never feels cramped. Plus, 4-sided insect-proof mesh keeps airflow moving while blocking bugs, and dual front and rear doors make moving in and out easy. The custom air pump suction mount system grips securely to your roof, side panels, or windows using suction cups. Foldable aluminum alloy top support poles improve strength and wind resistance, while adjustable canopy poles let you fine-tune coverage. The 210 denier Oxford fabric features a full blackout titanium coating, waterproof protection, and a UPF 50+ rating for sun defense. Small details like S-shaped hooks for hanging lights add daily convenience, and at only 4.5 kilograms, it packs down compactly for easy travel. After sorting shelter, water quickly becomes the next everyday challenge off the grid, especially when you want proper pressure without wiring, plumbing, or manual pumping. And that's where the Ontap Roam fits into the setup naturally. This is a fully self-contained water system built for rough travel, handling dust, salt, and long distances without much fuss. It carries a 16-liter tank, which gives you up to 6 minutes of rinse or shower time, enough for quick cleanups, dishes, or knocking mud off gear. The pressure sits at 40 psi with a flow rate of 2.6 liters per minute, so it feels closer to real running water than a gravity setup, though it is still meant for short, efficient use, rather than long showers. The modular design allows interchangeable tanks, which is practical, but it does mean managing extra pieces if you want more water on hand. Inside, a 3200 mAh battery delivers around 120 minutes of runtime and charges through USB-C in about 75 minutes. It's water-resistant and dust-proof with an IP65 rating and made from food-grade, UV-stabilized materials. Small details like auto valves, quick watertight connectors, and a 10-function spray gun make daily use simpler. At 4.8 kilograms empty, it's not ultralight, but it feels manageable for vehicle-based travel. Once water is handled, cooking becomes the next concern. And this is where going smaller and simpler often matters more than raw power, which is exactly the space the Serotonin Outdoors Firefly mini stove lives in. Built from titanium and stainless steel, this stove keeps things extremely compact and lightweight, with the titanium version weighing just 285 grams and packing down to roughly the size of an adult palm. That makes it easy to carry for backpacking, bike packing, hammocking, or solo trips where space is tight. It runs on multiple fuel types, including dry twigs, wood pellets, solid fuel tablets, alcohol stoves, and gas, which adds flexibility, though gathering and managing natural fuel does take more attention than simply clicking on a gas burner. The secondary combustion design uses small holes near the top of the stove body to reignite smoke, improving efficiency and reducing visible smoke, especially once it's burning steadily. The detachable structure makes setup and breakdown simple, but it does require a little care to keep all parts together. A built-in base helps protect the ground from heat and catches falling ash, supporting a cleaner, leave-no-trace approach. It's not designed for large group cooking, but for solo or minimalist setups. It does its job without excess weight or bulk. With dinner simmering under the awning, lighting becomes less about ambience and more about clearly seeing what you're doing. And that's where juggling lanterns and flashlights usually turns annoying. The Tevole CC1 simplifies that part of camp by combining multiple lighting roles into one setup. It delivers up to 800 lumens of brightness, which is enough for cooking, campsite setup, or general night visibility, without needing several separate lights. The detachable light head lets it split into a handheld flashlight and a tripod-mounted camp light, so it adapts depending on what you're doing. When fully extended, it reaches a maximum height of 1.9 meters, which works well for lighting a wider area rather than blasting light at ground level. It stays lightweight and portable, making it easy to move around camp or pack away when not needed. Remote control adds convenience, especially when the light is already mounted and you don't want to walk over just to adjust it. That said, on higher brightness modes, it can produce a bit of heat, and occasional mode switching glitches can interrupt the flow, especially when cycling settings quickly. Still, for hands-free lighting that covers both area lighting and focused use, it removes a lot of nighttime friction around camp. As the night settles in and lights are on, mosquitoes usually become the next problem to deal with, especially when sprays and coils feel messy or inconsistent. The Nitecore EMR15 approaches this issue with a compact, heat-based solution designed for personal outdoor use. Using a heating system that reaches up to 185 degrees Celsius, it activates mosquito repellent mats to create a protection zone of up to 16 feet after about 10 minutes. It weighs just 62 grams, making it easy to clip onto a backpack, belt, or hang using the included metal loop. The device is rated IPX5 for water resistance, so light rain or splashes are not a concern. Charging is handled through USB-C, keeping it simple for power banks and vehicle setups. The slide switch and on indicator keep operation straightforward, with no complicated menus. It's also positioned as a low-cost and environmentally friendly option compared to sprays or disposable solutions. One downside is that accessories are not included, meaning repellent mats need to be sourced separately before use. Still, once set up, it quietly does its job in the background without smells or open flames. If your campsite is miles deep into the wilderness, the views are incredible, but you look at your phone and see no service. That's where the Garmin inReach Mini 3 becomes the lifesaver. This tiny device is a link to the outside world when cell towers fade away, letting you send texts, share your location via LiveTrack, and, most importantly, trigger an interactive SOS if things go south. The new Mini 3 comes with a vibrant color touchscreen that makes navigating menus way smoother than older models, and the battery life is a beast, lasting up to 350 hours in tracking mode. Users really love the peace of mind it brings, especially the check-in messages that don't count against your text allotment. The rugged IP67 water-rated design means it can take a beating in the rain or snow, though you do need an active satellite subscription, which adds to the cost. And for those wanting more, there's also the Plus model. It's basically the same as Mini 3, but with a few upgrades. It supports sending voice messages with built-in mic, and even photos over satellite, so you can actually show your family that summit view instead of just describing it. Speaking of upgrading your adventure, let's talk about organizing the chaotic mess inside your vehicle. If you're camping out of a Tesla Model Y or Rivian R1S, you know that gear explosion is a real problem. That's where Fruble steps in. This system is essentially a custom-fitted kit that turns your EV's trunk into a highly organized mobile base camp. For Tesla owners, it creates a flat sleeping platform with massive drawer storage underneath, maximizing that sub-trunk space. For Rivian drivers, it transforms the back into a full-blown slide-out kitchen with tables for meal prep. The biggest pro here is the intentionality of the design. Everything locks into place so you don't hear rattling while driving, and the water-resistant birchwood finish handles spills easily. It turns a car into a camper in seconds. However, the cons worth mentioning are the price point and the assembly. Since it comes as a flat pack, you have to build it yourself, which might not be for everyone. Also, shipping these heavy kits can be pricey, but if you're tired of playing Tetris with your camping gear every time you pack up, this system makes the transition from driving to sleeping absolutely seamless. Once you've got your camp set up, you're going to want some heat and good food, but standard campfires can be smoky and hard to cook on. Enter Odun, a compact wood-burning stove that basically does it all. It's designed to solve the one-trick pony problem of most camp stoves by acting as a heater, a grill, and, get this, a pizza oven. It features a unique glass design so you can enjoy the visual ambiance of the flames from any angle while it heats your tent or cooks your dinner. It even comes with a pizza stone to get that crispy crust in the wild. Reviewers are raving about the versatility. Being able to switch from boiling water to baking a pizza is a huge win for campsite morale. The air wash system that keeps the glass clean so you can actually see the fire is another favorite feature. As for the cons, while it's compact compared to a home oven, it's still a metal stove, so it adds weight to your kit and requires you to carry or find wood fuel. But for the sheer luxury of a fireplace experience coupled with gourmet cooking capabilities, it completely changes the vibe of a chilly night outdoors. After a warm meal, getting your sleep system ready is usually the last thing you want to do. Huffing and puffing into a sleeping pad is exhausting. That's why you need the Tiny Pump 3X. This little gadget is the size of an egg but solves the headache of manual inflation instantly. Weighing just 0.4 ounces, it pumps out 300 liters of air per minute, inflating your sleeping mats or pillows in seconds. But it doesn't stop there. It also doubles as a camping lantern with a magnetic base, offering a warm 2,700 Kelvin glow with 5 lighting modes to light up your tent while you get settled. It saves your breath and saves space in your pack since it replaces both a pump and a lantern. With upgraded airflow and pressure, it inflates faster and stronger, all in a pocket-sized body that goes anywhere effortlessly. Plus, with a versatile hanging ring, you can clip, hang, or attach it anywhere: backpack, tent, branch, or vest. Lightweight, durable, and always ready for fun. And it's engineered with reinforced materials and an impact-resistant structure. It easily handles drops and rough outdoor conditions. Overall, it's arguably the most useful multi-tool you can throw in your pocket. Next, we've got the GoSun Chill. It's a solar electric cooler that changes everything about how you manage food preservation on extended trips. This cooler holds 40 liters of capacity, which is roughly 40% more storage than traditional coolers the same size because you're not wasting space on ice. You get precise temperature control ranging from -4 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit, meaning you can freeze items, keep things cold, or even use warm mode for incubation if needed. The included power bank lets you charge your devices while running the cooler, so you're solving multiple problems simultaneously: staying connected, keeping food cold, and charging cameras or phones all from one power source. The cooler can keep food and drinks cold for extended periods, even without additional power depending on ambient temperature. But when you've got power available, It maintains perfect temperature control. Here, the insulation and cooling system work together so efficiently that you're not constantly draining your power source to maintain temperature. So, when you consider you never have to buy ice again and your food stays perfectly dry and fresh for days, it feels less like a cooler and more like a necessity for serious campers who want to eat well off the grid. When nighttime camping turns quiet and dark, that's where the Cigman CNVPRO night vision binocular fits in. It's designed for campers who want to observe what's happening around them after sunset without disturbing nature. At its core is a 52-megapixel 4K sensor driven by the Sony Starvis 2 chip, which produces bright, sharp images even when light is barely there. One of its biggest highlights is the full-color night vision mode. Instead of the usual green-tinted view, you get natural color visuals, so trees, animals, and your campsite appear closer. It comes with 2x optical zoom along with up to 8x digital zoom, making it easier to spot movement from over 3,000 feet away. When there's no light at all, the infrared mode steps in, and the adjustable brightness levels help you fine-tune visibility based on distance and surroundings. There's also a built-in tactical light with a strobe feature. Another feature we appreciated is its phone connectivity through an app. You can live stream what you're seeing, record videos, or save photos directly to your phone. Battery performance is dependable too, lasting around 16 to 18 hours with infrared off, and roughly 10 to 12 hours when infrared is active. With an IP54 rating, it handles dust and light splashes without issue. It also supports a tripod mount, which helps during longer observation sessions. For campers who enjoy exploring after dark, this binocular feels like a solid, practical addition to the gear list. After keeping an eye on the campsite at night, the next challenge often comes in the form of outdoor cooking, and the Gozney Dome Gen 2 is built to fix that. Designed to bring control and consistency to campsite cooking, it's more than 40% larger than the original model, giving you room to cook 2 pizzas at once or spread out a full meal. The entire interior has been redesigned to deliver steady, reliable heat. Even though it's built to restaurant standards, it still feels approachable for camp or home use. One of its biggest strengths is fuel flexibility. You can use wood for that classic smoky flavor, gas for convenience and consistent heat, or charcoal for a deeper, richer taste. The optional wood fire control kit adds even more ease, letting wood-fired cooking behave more like gas by stabilizing heat and reducing the need for constant fire management. The digital interface really stands out in an outdoor setting. It displays real-time air and stone temperatures and includes twin probes, allowing you to monitor 2 different dishes without opening the oven and losing heat. Setup is simple too, since it arrives fully assembled. You can place it next to your camp table and start cooking right away. Once the cooking setup is sorted, water management usually becomes the next frustration at camp, especially when spills and awkward containers slow things down. But the Vaast G-Series 18-liter water tank makes that part feel far more controlled. It's built to store water securely while keeping access fast and clean when you arrive. Mounted on a roof rack or tray, it stays stable during travel, so you don't have to worry about leaks soaking gear inside the vehicle. One of the most convenient features is the onboard filling system. You can connect a standard garden hose while the tank is still mounted, and it's designed to handle overflow pressure from mains water, which helps when you're quickly filling up before heading out. At camp, water flow is smooth and fast, delivering full flow all the way to the bottom. Access can be customized using the magnetic faucet kit, which snaps into place and creates an easy-to-use tap setup. When it's time to remove the tank, the vertical bracket allows for quick detachment, and the ergonomic carrying straps make it easier to transport across camp. Built from corrosion-resistant powder-coated stainless steel, it's tough enough to handle rough tracks, wet weather, and extended trips, turning water storage into something that feels straightforward rather than stressful. Around camp, carrying a full toolbox isn't realistic, which is where the Tavanker Multi-tool helps. It combines 14 useful outdoor tools into a compact, easy-to-carry design, and each tool feels genuinely practical. The serrated knife handles rope, small branches, food prep, and quick repairs without feeling flimsy. There's also a fire-starting stick that helps you spark a flame even when conditions aren't ideal. For winding down at camp, the built-in wine opener turns out to be more useful than expected, while the small night vision light provides enough glow for close-up tasks. The screwdriver works well for tightening gear or adjusting mounts, and the Eternal Pen lets you write notes or mark maps without worrying about ink drying out. Even the SIM tray ejector, though tiny, proves handy when swapping SIM cards during long overland trips. It also includes a mini compass that gives you a quick sense of direction when you're off-trail, and the magnetic attachment system allows each component to snap into place securely. With a solid mechanical back clip and a light-emitting tube built in, it stays clipped to your belt and ready whenever something around camp needs attention. With tools and gear handled, the hurdle after a long drive is often setting up camp itself. And that's where the TentBox Go feels like a real relief. It arrives flat-packed and takes about an hour to assemble initially, but once that's done, it opens in roughly 60 seconds. That quick setup gives you an instant, comfortable sleeping space for two people on a stretched fabric bed. One of the standout features is the skylight, which quickly becomes a favorite spot for relaxing. Inside, there's enough room to keep bedding stored even when the tent is closed. For people living in apartments or tight spaces, the TentBox Go can be fully broken down and stored in an optional storage bag, making off-season storage easy. At camp, it feels sturdy and secure, rated to handle winds up to gale force and designed for four-season use, so it performs well in cold nights, rain, and long road trips. All doors and windows include anti-bug mesh, and thoughtful extras like a hanging pocket and tablet holder add convenience. Ventilation points at the head, foot, and base keep airflow steady, and the telescopic ladder extends to 2.6 meters, allowing comfortable access from either side of the vehicle. Once the tent is up and camp feels settled, lighting becomes the one thing that really shapes the mood, especially when headlamps feel too harsh and lanterns never seem bright enough. That is exactly where the Klymit Everglow LED light tube stands out. This inflatable light packs down small enough to fit in a pocket and inflates quickly when you need real illumination. Inside its TPU inflatable chamber is a white LED strip that diffuses light evenly, producing up to 270 lumens on the XL model. Instead of a harsh beam, it creates soft ambient light that fills your tent or campsite comfortably. It runs on USB power and includes a Hypalon carabiner loop, making it easy to clip almost anywhere, from tent ceilings to awning poles or truck beds. Larger versions include magnetic attachment points and a dimmer switch, giving you control over brightness levels depending on the situation. Campers often mention how much area it lights up for its size, with some noting it easily illuminates an entire picnic table and trailer setup. The water-resistant build handles outdoor conditions well, though it's worth noting that it's meant for ambient lighting rather than focused reading light. Still, weighing only 4 ounces, it's a practical solution for creating a comfortable, well-lit campsite. After lighting is sorted, power usually becomes the next compromise, especially when portable solar setups feel either underpowered or painfully bulky. The Solarbrick Generation 3 approaches this problem in a much smarter way. Instead of one large panel, it uses individual magnetic solar panels that snap together like building blocks. You can build only what you need, panel by panel, using strong magnetic connections that lock instantly into place. The system delivers up to 20 watts of power through a USB-C port with fast charging support, allowing phones, power banks, and small electronics to charge efficiently. Because of its modular design, you can carry just a few panels for a short weekend trip or expand to a full 9-panel setup for longer off-grid adventures. The design also helps keep devices charging even when sunlight is not perfect. Plus, a compact controller manages the USB-C output, which keeps everything tidy and efficient. Overall, it is a flexible and thoughtful approach to portable solar power. With power handled, staying clean quickly becomes the next challenge outdoors. And this is where the mighty portable sink really changes things. It brings the comfort of a home sink to campsites, vans, cabins, or even indoor spaces without plumbing. The patented design centers around a custom rechargeable electronic faucet that delivers continuous water flow at a comfortable pressure. With a simple button press, water flows smoothly for washing hands, rinsing dishes, or cleaning gear, and a built-in 10-second auto-stop helps save water when needed. The sink also holds clean water, along with built-in shelving for soap, sponges, and accessories. There is also a paper towel holder, which adds a small but meaningful convenience when cooking or cleaning. Most importantly, a wastewater compartment sits underneath, allowing responsible water disposal whether you are indoors or outdoors. The open design makes it easy to clean every corner and prevents standing water from building up. Users consistently praise the strong water pressure, quiet pump operation, and how the setup encourages better hygiene and more involved camp cooking. Plus, the battery easily lasts several days for most trips. Once cleanliness and power are covered, carrying separate gadgets for lighting and charging can start to feel unnecessary, which is where the NLocker Lantern makes a lot of sense. That combines serious illumination with reliable power bank functionality in a single device. Instead of choosing between a bright lantern or a charging solution, this one delivers both at once. It is built for adventurers who want maximum utility without extra weight. This lantern offers multiple brightness levels and adjustable color temperatures, making it easy to switch from soft ambient lighting inside a tent to strong illumination for setting up camp or moving around at night. Its built-in power bank keeps essential devices like smartphones, GPS units, or action cameras charged far from any outlet. Durability is clearly a focus, with a build meant to handle the rough conditions of camping, overlanding, and backcountry travel. Recharging is straightforward through USB-C, allowing it to be topped up from solar panels, vehicle ports, or wall outlets before a trip. For campers who value versatile gear that reduces clutter while still doing multiple jobs well, this is backup power in one compact package and delivers dependable lighting. After solving lighting, power, and organization, shelter comfort becomes the deciding factor, especially when cramped tents can ruin recovery after a long day. The Zpacks Triplex Pro tent offers an impressive amount of interior space while weighing less than many solo shelters. With a floor width of 65 inches and a peak height of 48 inches, it provides real sit-up room and space for 2 large sleeping pads plus gear, or a couple with a dog or child. Even with all that room, the complete tent weighs just 21.9 ounces, which is impressive for a 3-person shelter. The tent is made from Dyneema composite fabric, a waterproof material that does not rely on coatings and stays naturally water-resistant. It is extremely strong for its weight and completely stretch-free, so the tent remains taut throughout the night regardless of weather changes. The symmetrical design features zippered storm doors on both sides, allowing flexible pitching for views or wind protection. Double L screen door zippers let occupants enter or exit from either side without disturbing others. Magnetic toggles secure the doors easily, and the bathtub floor with tall walls protects against groundwater and splash-up. Users consistently praise the spacious interior and high-quality materials. Setup does require some practice with trekking poles and proper stake tension, and the price is high, but most serious backpackers agree the performance justifies the investment. Now, when temperatures drop and nights become brutal, comfort turns into survival, and this is where heated sleep systems truly shine. Here, the Blackcan 2 Pro is the world's first heated outdoor mattress with a built-in power generator, allowing warmth to circulate directly through the mattress instead of relying on extra blankets. This design makes cold weather camping far more comfortable and predictable. A small thermoelectric generator sits between the burner and the power pot, producing electricity as heat is generated. Plus, that power runs the water pump and also provides enough energy to charge small devices like phones or headlamps, all without batteries or solar panels. Here, one small gas canister keeps the system running for about 12 hours, and setup usually takes only a few minutes. Talking about safety features, which include automatic gas shutoff if the unit tips over and alarms if temperatures rise too high. While it requires gas refills and represents a serious investment, the payoff is significant. With this Blackcan, winter camping stops feeling like survival anymore. With single, queen, and king sizes available, it works for solo campers or shared setups, and that makes cold weather sleep something to look forward to. Yeah, it's an investment, but the comfort pays off in cold weather. After sleep essentials are handled, exposure to sun and rain becomes the next obstacle, and having flexible shelter space can completely change camp life. The Kammok Crosswing is designed to provide shade or rain protection without complicated setup. Whether it's blazing hot or pouring rain, this one is basically built to keep your campsite comfortable. What's nice is it's really simple to set up, just aluminum toggles that clip on and guy lines that adjust quickly. We like how the angle can be changed depending on where the sun or wind is hitting, which actually makes a big difference. The 3-point staking system means it gets pretty tight without much effort, so you don't have a floppy tarp situation. And the waterproof fabric doubles as sun protection, and it comes with its own attached bag, so it doesn't end up lost in the trunk. Honestly, it's not reinventing the wheel. It's a shade panel. But what makes it worth it is the extra livable space it creates. So cooking or hanging out outside in bad weather doesn't feel miserable, and for long-term use, the durability feels solid and reliable. With shelter and comfort covered, navigation becomes critical, especially when phones and electronics fail. The Bugeye 3.0 updates the classic compass into a more intuitive and flexible tool. It is designed to keep users oriented even when phones and GPS devices are no longer an option. This one is way more flexible than the usual flat compasses we grew up with because the dial of this compass floats in a way that makes it readable from the top or the side, and we really appreciate that. Plus, it comes in titanium or aerospace aluminum. We also like the luminous glow-in-the-dark dial. It works when it's pitch dark, unlike some cheap ones that fade out fast. And being waterproof and sandproof, it's clearly built for outdoors, not just keychain aesthetics. So, what stands out is the accuracy. It moves with your instinct, adapting seamlessly to your position and pace, making direction finding faster, smoother, and more intuitive. People clip it to jackets or packs, and it's small enough to carry. But one thing to mention here, this won't replace GPS, and honestly, most of us probably won't touch it until the phone dies. And that's basically the point. Its value shows when technology fails, making it a dependable backup. After navigation tools are set, small comforts like having a proper surface to work on can make camp life feel far more organized. So we keep the ZEN Camps Air-2 in this list. It's a compact, lightweight camping table that's actually designed for real camp life. This is a smart two-tier table that balances being easy to pack with being genuinely practical, giving you enough separation to keep food, drinks, and random items. When it comes to weight, it's only 566 grams, which makes it easy to carry. Setup is quick too, taking just under a minute once you're familiar with it. The height works perfectly with low camping chairs. Small details make a big difference here, like the raised edges that stop cans and utensils from rolling off. The black finish looks clean, hides scratches better than most ultralight tables, and wipes down easily after messy meals. Despite being so light, it feels stable when set up. There's also an optional third tier if you really want extra storage, though that can feel unnecessary unless you're staying put for a while. Overall, for car camping or short walks from the vehicle where comfort still matters, it's a thoughtfully designed table that offers more usefulness than you'd expect. Now, once everything is set and it is time to relax in camp, that's usually when the mosquitoes decide to show up, which makes the FlexTail Tiny Repeller feel like a perfectly timed solution. This small gadget creates a personal bug-free zone while also working as a camp light, making evenings around camp far more comfortable. It heats small repellent mats to form a protective area, around 10 feet on low power and up to 40 feet on maximum, giving you noticeable relief almost immediately. It heats up in under a minute, so there's no long waiting period. We really like that it does more than just repel bugs. The built-in LED light offers several brightness levels, from a soft glow that's good for reading to a brighter setting that can light up the whole campsite. There's even a breathing mode that gently shifts brightness to help with relaxed breathing. Weighing about 5 ounces, it's light enough to toss into a pack without any hesitation. That said, it does rely on repellent mats, so you'll need to carry extras, and higher power modes use them faster. For larger groups, the 40-foot range may still feel limited during heavy mosquito conditions, but compared to smoky citronella candles, it is a clean and effective solution. So that was our list of 25 next-level camping gear and gadgets you never knew existed. Thanks for watching. Feel free to reveal your thoughts in the comments section and share this video if you find it helpful. And to know more about outdoor products, reviews, and buying guides, you can visit our website, GoOutdoorZone.com.